Hello there everyone and welcome back to the GSL-English Podcast. My name is of course Gideon and I am here as always to present the English language to you in a relaxed and natural way. And in today's episodes I'm going to give you a guide to visiting London. Okay, so if you have a trip to London planned or just one day you want to visit London, then this episode is really going to help you. So I've spent years living basically about 25 minutes from the centre of London, and over those years I've picked up a few tips and tricks that I want to share with you, particularly from a tourist's point of view. So if you're going to be visiting London as a tourist, this episode is perfect for you. But also, I know many of you are actually currently living in London. I get messages all the time actually say, Gideon, I'm moving or I'm living in London. Have you got any advice? Well, yes, I do. Today I'm just going to give you some pointers, point you in the right direction so you can get the most out of your time in London. But thank you so much for joining me again. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to either my YouTube channel or on Spotify, as the aim of this podcast is just to immerse you in the English language in a relaxed and natural way. As each episode, I talk about a completely random topic. And this week, we are going to start with something that happened on Tuesday. Now, if you did watch or listen to Wednesday's episode, you will know that with my wife, we went to see Taylor Swift at Wembley Stadium for the Eras Tour. Now, some of you are Swifties, and I know that some of you certainly aren't. So if you are a Swiftie, you're going to listen to my opinion of the Eras Tour. And if you're not a Swiftie, come on. Just bear with me. Just grin. Just get through this. Just for the next 5 minutes or so. But if you really can't bear it, just skip forward on the timestamp. But, give me a chance. So, my opinion on the Eras Tour. Now, just as a disclaimer, before I met my wife, I did not listen to Taylor Swift. Not for any particular reason. It just wasn't really my genre of music that I had ever ventured into. I like rock, blues and jazz, and that's always been my preference, particularly as a musician. But I met my wife. She loves Taylor Swift's music. So slowly, I just listened to it, over the years, and I've learnt to love it. One, because of the music, but also two, of course, because I associate that music with my wife. So I have that connection with it. So going into the Eras Tour was something new to me. I'd never been to a concert like that. And I can only say it was absolutely fantastic. I had the best time for a few reasons. One was the atmosphere. It was probably the nicest crowd of people I've ever been to a concert with. Everybody was so friendly, bearing in mind that for that particular night, she was playing to 92,000 people at Wembley Stadium. The atmosphere was so lovely. Everybody was really friendly. They were sharing friendship bracelets, which I don't actually have any to hand, but basically I think it's a line from one of her songs. So everybody was sharing bracelets that they've made with little messages on them or lyrics or quotes. Everybody was sharing these bracelets. Everyone was friendly, kind. So, yeah, well done, Swifties. You did well with the atmosphere. Really impressed. Very kind. But when it comes to Taylor Swift's performance, incredible. She performed for about 3.5 hours. And let me tell you, that girl did not stop. She just kept on going. And even looking around the audience, of course, you've got your die-hard fans, singing along to every lyric. You've got the husbands, like me, and you've got the dads, and just completely different generations at this one concert. Everybody was having a good time. There was nobody there sitting around and looking bored. And I took quite a few moments just to look at the crowd and just see how people were responding. And everybody was smiling. Everybody was having a good time. So, yeah, probably one of the best musical events I've ever been to. And boy, did she put on a show. So, really impressed. Very, very impressed. Taylor Swift did get back very late. Got back about 2 o'clock in the morning because the traffic getting out of Wembley Stadium was atrocious. Absolutely awful. But yeah, absolutely superb night. Hats off to you, Taylor Swift. I doth my hat to your performance. It was absolutely incredible. And also, I actually visited London yesterday. I had to go into London for a few different things. And that was what really sparked this week's episode. Okay, so that's my review of the Eras Tour. If you get a chance to go, do it. Absolutely fantastic. But now, for those that switched off, please come back in. Come back into the room. Let me have your attention again, because now we're going to get to our guide to London. So as I said, these are just a few of my opinions. If you are visiting London, you want to visit London, or you live here, just some things to keep in mind. Some of them are very basic, very simple. Some of them are on places you should go and different ways you should see London. But just some pointers that I put together. So if you do enjoy this and you want more, I have more. Okay? If you want more of a guide to visiting London, let me know in the podcast. Now, I'm just going to go back to Taylor Swift. My wife was making these friendship bracelets in my office. So my desk is full of beads and letters. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Letters, beads, string, everywhere. So if you do kind of hear some rustling around, it's all the bits on my desk that my wife has used to make friendship bracelets. We have not cleared up yet. Okay. So let's get into my first point, and that is that sorry doesn't mean sorry. Okay. If you are visiting London, you will hear this word used all the time. Okay. Sorry. Now, of course, generally, when you say sorry or the equivalent in other languages, you are apologizing for something. But in London, we use the word sorry all the time. We use it to mean, excuse me, can I get past? We use it to mean, sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that? If somebody bumps into us as acknowledgement, we will say sorry. So it was just the first point that I wanted to present to you is you will hear this word used all the time, and it can mean absolutely anything. For example, perhaps you're in a tight pub, having a drink. Somebody might just want to get past you and they go, oh, sorry. They're not apologising for trying to get past you, basically just saying, excuse me. Or perhaps you bump into somebody else. They might go, oh, sorry. Or you're ordering some food or a drink at the bar. The barmaid or the waiter might say, sorry, in the sense that they can't hear you. So to really fit in with Londoners, to feel like a local, if in doubt, say sorry. I don't know why we say it so much. I really don't. But we just seem to use this word all the time. So just keep that in mind as you go. You're going to hear this word a lot in different contexts. And another word you're going to hear is all right. All right. It's just an acknowledgement of your existence, basically. All right. You go into a bar. The person behind the bar might say, all right, what can I get you? They're not asking for your life story, not asking for how you actually are. It's just an acknowledgement that you are there. Basically a friendly greeting. So that was my first point. You're going to hear sorry and all right a lot, but just roll with it. If you don't know what it means, just kind of smile and wave, nod and agree, and just keep going. But you're going to hear it. The next point is when using the underground. Now, I have taken many a tourist around London, sometimes for work. I've done walking tours, but also with friends that have visited from other countries. Now, when using the underground on an escalator, Okay, an escalator is the thing that you stand on and then basically takes you up another level or down. If you are not moving or walking up those stairs when you are on the London Underground, so you've stepped onto the escalator, and if your plan is to just stay on that one step and let it transport you, make sure you are on the right. Okay? Keep the left clear. People are busy in London, and if they're not busy, they want to look busy, and they're rushing around. So we kind of keep the left-hand side clear for those that have a lot of energy and want to still keep walking up the powered escalator. Now, I'm a firm believer in using the escalator till its full advantage, and I stand on my step and I stay there and let it do all the hard work. But if you're going to do that, make sure you're on the right. Okay, so on an escalator, always stand to the right. Or if you want to walk up, maybe you're late for your train, you walk up on the left-hand side. If you don't do this, people will get annoyed. Okay, I'm just going to say it. They will get angry. And another note, if you are wanting to enter or exit the underground or a train, let the people come off the train first, and then you can get on the train, and give them some room. You know, it's the worst thing when you're trying to get off the train and there's a sea of people also trying to get on the train, particularly in rush hour, you know, at times when the tube or the trains are very busy. Let people get off the train first, and then you can get on. That is general underground etiquette. Okay? Stand to the right of an escalator if you're not walking up it. And if you are entering a train, let the passengers get off first and give them some room. Okay. The next point is when we visit a national treasure, which is the pub. When we visit the pub. Now, I've seen this quite a few times where people that are visiting a pub for the first time, they find a table straight away and they sit down. If you do that, many a time you'll be sitting there till kingdom come because you're not going to be served. So if you do go to a pub, my advice would be go to the bar first. And if you want to get some food, you can say, oh, can I grab a table? Or if you want to get a drink, they'll often just serve you there and then you can take your drink to a table. But many pubs in London are not table service in the sense of ordering your food at the table. So you'll go to the bar, order your food, order your drinks, and then they will bring them to you wherever you're sitting. Now, you might go to a pub where it is table service, but there's nothing wrong. If the bar's just there, just go to the bar and check. You know, say, hey, want to grab some food. Do I sit down or can I get a table? And generally say, yeah, sure. Just choose a table and we'll come over. Or they'll say, no, you order at the bar and then we'll bring the food to you. So just a little bit of an idea there. And if you're in doubt, just ask. I think sometimes there's this fear of asking in London because you want to seem like a local. Don't worry about it. They're used to tourists. It's okay. If in doubt, just ask. Don't want to waste your time. You know, if you walk into a pub and you don't know whether to sit down, whether to order, where to go, just ask. You know, don't worry about it. Hopefully everybody will be friendly with you. Okay, a little bit of a whistle-stop guide here, but I hope some of these points are helping you. Now, here's a suggestion for seeing London at its best. And something my family and I love to do is see London from the river. Now, not all of London's biggest attractions are along the river, but many are. For example, from the river, you can see Tower Bridge, St. Paul's Cathedral, Tate Modern, Houses of Parliament, London Eye, and so many other sites. If it's a nice day, you can get a river cruise. It's not expensive. And sometimes they've got open top boats, and you sit on the boat and they just take you down the river. You can do like a full tour if you want, or you can go from a certain destination to another. But it is a brilliant and exciting way to see London, particularly if it is your first time. And I go to London all the time, and we still do this. If the weather's nice, we'll say, oh, do you want to get on a boat? Sun's out, if it's out. Just seeing all the sights from the Thames. So you're seeing London from a different perspective. So don't be put off by that. And actually, I do encourage it. You just see London from a different perspective. And a lot of the times on these river tours, they'll have audio playing, just telling you about it. Or there might even be a live guide there on the boats. Sometimes you can get drinks, you can get some food. Just really nice. It doesn't take long. Depends how many stops you want to go or if we want to do the full tour. But it's proper relaxed. It's fun. Kids love it. It's a good family day out. So if you are visiting London or you're in London now, I recommend doing it. Only if the weather's nice. If you've got like a nice sunny day, even in winter we have some nice crisp sunny days, get on the boat and go see London. And if you don't know what to do, just ask someone. Again, feel free to ask. See London from the river. And if you can do one of the guided river tours, it's very interesting. Some of the facts that they bring out and history of London, it's incredible. So make sure you do that. Another thing to keep in mind when visiting London is the amount of parks there are to visit. There are some beautiful parks. And I recommend this, particularly if you've had a few crazy days, seeing all the main sites. Head to a park. Have a walk round. You've got Kew Gardens. I think there's 8 royal parks. You've got Richmond Park, Hyde Park, Regent's Park, Hampstead Heath, Epping Forest, Holland Park, Victoria Park. There's loads to do. St James's Park, opposite Buckingham Palace. And they're really relaxed. In fact, my wife and I, we like to do this a lot, where we go up to London and our local station takes us about 10 minutes from Buckingham Palace. And then we just go for a little walk to Buckingham Palace and then a walk around St James's Park, grab an ice cream, or if it's winter, grab a hot chocolate or a coffee or a mocha. And this little break from the concrete city, so to speak. And these parks are all beautiful in their own way. So plan a couple of parks into your visit, particularly if you just want to unwind a little bit and just take in a bit of nature. Go see the parks or just choose a couple. Absolutely beautiful parks, and particularly if it is summer or it's a nice day, the atmosphere in the parks is very different to your hustle and bustle of the other areas. Go to a park. Sometimes you can hire bikes, cool little cars, grab an ice cream. There's loads. So if you're going, just Google best parks in London or ask somebody, is there a nice park near me? And go for a walk. Okay. And bearing that in mind, the idea of walking, I think a misconception that people have is that everything is spread out. But particularly in London, with the main sites, everything is generally closer than you might think. I think there's this misconception that you have to jump on the tube to get everywhere, or you have to get a bus or a taxi. Not at all. For example, if I take people to London, there's a little walk I like to do with them, which is about an hour, okay? And on that walk, you will see Buckingham Palace, St James's Park, Houses of Parliament, Big Ben, the London Eye, Covent Garden, just within an hour. And that's a relaxed walk. A lot of the main sites are really close, within walking distance. For example, a lot of people, what they do is they get the underground from a place called Charing Cross to Covent Garden. Okay, so they get the underground. But actually, those two stations are only about 10 minutes walk apart. Okay, and along that 10 minutes, you'll see the Savoy Hotel, very famous hotel in London, the Adelphi Theatre, historic Covent Garden Market, the London Transport Museum, and there's a few other stops along the way. So you get to see so much of London by just walking. Get Google Maps on your phone, make sure you know where you're going, but don't automatically assume that you have to get the underground everywhere. A lot of it is pretty close. In central London, if you want to get out to more Camden, Borough Market, places like that, then you've got to travel a little bit. But you can walk around, see the city. And often when you're walking, you stumble across just awesome little shops, experiences and people. So if you can, don't be afraid to walk London. And also, if you're in central London, don't be afraid to get a little bit lost. Getting lost in London is awesome. Don't panic. Don't worry. Just have a rough direction in your mind. And if you take a wrong turn here and there, just chill. Just enjoy it. And that leads me to the next point is don't rush so much. We have this idea that we have to cram everything in. But if you can, I know you want to make the most of your visit, just chill. Just chill out. Just have a nice pace visiting London. Just get into the flow of it. Get into the rhythm and just take it all in. Stumble across Big Ben, then go grab a coffee or a glass of wine. And then grab a little river cruise. Just chill. See what you see, but just enjoy it. I think sometimes, I know I've done this, I've been on particular city breaks and I've gone from here to here to here to here to here to here. And then when I come back, I'm absolutely shattered. I need another break. Well, London doesn't have to be like that because a lot of the main sites are so close to each other. So just walk. Just enjoy it. Take it in. Take in the atmosphere. Stumble across some crazy experiences. Some awesome little streets that you want to explore. Look at the architecture around you. Look up. Look down. Look around you. See what's going on. Stop. Have a coffee. People watch for half an hour. Go to a park. Read a book. That's how you truly experience London. It's not all about seeing the tourist sites, but just relax, just chill and take it in. On that note, comfortable shoes, okay? That's what I expect from all of you. Comfortable shoes. Don't worry about looking cool. Don't worry about looking suave. Just be comfortable. A lack of comfortable shoes can ruin everything. It can ruin your whole trip, okay? So make sure you've got some comfy shoes. So coming back, I'm not against the underground, by the way, because you're going to think that from the next point I'm going to bring out. But I think people just default to getting the underground. But there are other alternatives. And another alternative is a very cliche, but I love it, the open top bus. If you've not been to London before, open top buses are brilliant. Some people will disagree with me, but I think from a tourist point of view, embrace it and get yourself on an open top bus. A lot of them are hop on, hop off. And you see so much more than the underground. Okay, you're not going to get there as quick because, of course, you can get stuck in traffic and blah, blah, blah. But you get to see the city. You take it in and you see it from all different angles and perspectives. And sometimes they've got a guide and it's just really nice. You take in the sounds. It's such a visceral experience. So get an open top bus. Just once or twice. If you want to get somewhere, hop on a bus. And you just get to see the city. I love it. I sometimes even do it now. And often your ticket will include live commentary. So there'll be somebody at the front just babbling on about London. But it all adds to the experience. Okay, so we've done comfy shoes. That was my next point. I kind of jumped the gun there. But yeah, another point with the main sites is they look very different at night. Okay, so what I would recommend is some days have a bit of a lie-in and then go see the sites again when the sun is setting. And they just look absolutely beautiful when all the lights are on. It is a different atmosphere. So don't be afraid to see London at night. Go for a meal and then just go for a stroll to the National Gallery or Covent Garden when all the lights are on. The atmosphere is different. You've got the hustle and bustle of evening entertainment. Don't be afraid to see London at night. Don't just do it in the day and then go back to your hotel room and have a nap because you're knackered. Why don't you have a little bit more of a chilled morning? Again, it's all about relaxing, pacing yourself, and then go out a little bit later and see London into the night. I love London at night when all the lamps are kind of on, particularly in winter when you've got all the lights out. everyone's wrapped up, and it just actually looks quite magical, London, at night with all the lights on. It takes on a real different kind of atmosphere and perspective. So don't be afraid to see London at night. I always recommend that to people. Okay, another tip that I highly recommend. Now, I do hope you're enjoying this episode. These are honestly just my thoughts and opinions of different things. So, if you agree with any of these or you're going to use any, please do let me know. And don't forget to like this video. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, seeing London from up high. If you get a chance, go to one of the rooftop bars or the rooftop bars or restaurants in London and get a panoramic view. You can go up the Shard, and just get a panoramic view of London. But there's something really cool about looking down on London. There's loads of rooftop bars, absolutely loads. So if you just Google that, it will come up with it. Or if you're visiting London, just say, I want to go to a rooftop bar. Doesn't mean you have to have alcohol. Often you can have a coffee or something like that, whatever you want. Or you can partake in a cocktail or a pint, whatever your preference is. But there's something really cool about walking around a city and then seeing it from like a bird's eye view, looking down on it at where you went. And it puts in perspective the city. And what I'm trying to get at here is, particularly with London, try and see it from as many perspectives as you can to really get a full understanding of what it represents and what London offers. Walking, you get that perspective. Bus tours, you get a perspective. Underground, you get a different perspective. From up high, you get a different perspective. From the river, you get a different view. Try and see it from all different angles. And it just really brings the city to life. So there's loads of panoramic views and rooftop bars in London. Wherever you're staying, there'll be one, or if you're in central London, there's plenty. So just Google it or ask someone. Okay, another tip, if you're a theatre buff or there's something you particularly want to do, book in advance. Okay, book your tickets in advance. Now, it is very true, you can get last minute tickets, but to save any disappointment, just book it in advance, and often it works out a lot cheaper than booking it on the day. So if there's a particular West End show that you want to see, book it in advance. As far in advance as you can, and then it's booked. You don't have to worry about it. If there's something else you want to do, or a particular tour or experience that you want to do, book it in advance. 1, because it saves time. 2, it saves disappointment in case they get fully booked. And 3, it means you can just relax a bit because you haven't got to stress about getting tickets or things like that. So book it in advance and you will save money, but also you'll save stress and disappointment. And on that note, go see a show if you can. I love the theatre. I absolutely love it. Phantom, I think, is closing or already has closed. That's Phantom of the Opera. But some of my favourites that I'd recommend you go and see. Les Miserables. Les Mis. Incredible show. Absolutely amazing. Lion King. Classic. Absolutely brilliant. If you're an ABBA fan, you've got Mamma Mia. I think there's some other special ones on at the moment, which have already sold out, but they've got a great cast. But yeah, go see a show. It's a brilliant evening. But just book it in advance if you do want to go. Okay, and my final point for this episode is that the food isn't that bad. Okay, we kind of somehow developed this reputation that food in England is bad. It's not. Okay, and I'm genuinely not just saying that. It's good now. I don't know what it was like in the past, but now the food is good. That reputation is 20, 30 years out of date. We have numerous Michelin star restaurants. We have international cuisines all over. So try everything you can. There's some brilliant food markets like Borough Market, Camden Market, You can get some amazing food in Camden Market. Even when you walk in, the smell is just incredible. Take it in. Eat your way around London. In Victoria, there's a food market where I went to yesterday and we had some tacos and they were just amazing. So if you're not sure what to do one day, well, just go where the food takes you. Eat your way around London. I don't know about you, but that's something that I absolutely love to do. When we're visiting somewhere, we kind of base our visit on food. So we just eat our way around different cities. And it's brilliant. So, there you go. Don't be afraid of the food. Embrace it. Go for it. And, try some traditional British foods. A Sunday roast, shepherd's pie, bangers and mash. Go for it. Go for it. Well, there it is. That's just my little guide to London. If you found any of these tips helpful, please do let me know in the comments. Or if you have any others you would like to share. Or if you've got a story from a time that you spent in London, please let me know in the comments or send me an email to GSL-English1@gmail.com and maybe I will share it in next week's episode. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly, as you know, appreciate your support. If you are listening on Spotify, thank you so much. It does mean the world to me. I love doing this, and I will see you all very soon. Have a good one, guys.